I've got a mess tore in here now. This is the headlight switch wires. And here is the connector. It's a wonder I haven't caught the whole damn truck on fire. It's been known to happen with this. Instead of it throwing a breaker, it just melts wires and burns the dash up. So I have the new connector. And also I replaced this switch. It already happened once before, but this wasn't near as bad. I think it was just a little distorted. And I replaced a terminal. One of these terminals, I can't remember. I think it might have been this one I replaced. And yeah, you can see that's loose. And you can see that's loose. So I'm going to have to put a switch in it, which is no big deal. Alright, well now, get ready to get these wires ready for solder. Well, you have to figure out what matches up, what doesn't. Normally, if it's something that's this bad, you can just replace just the terminals and put the new plastic connector on. But in a case like this, it's just best to order the whole pigtail. And I am not using crimp style connectors. I do not like those connectors. But if there is a case, sometimes you might get into an issue or you have to have the room for them. Let me see here. The yellow one with the black tracers next. Okay. So I'm going to tie those together. When you solder them like this, they just become, the wires actually are welded together and they will never come apart. You've seen me solder wires lots of times. Sprinkling rain again today, a little bit. Not so much I can't get out here and get this done. Alright, now the next one, let me see what all I haven't connected yet. Ah, the brown one. Okay, there's two brown ones. There's a solid brown ones and there's a brown with a white tracer. So I'm going to connect the solid brown one. My last class, pretty good actually, Friday, or Thursday, yeah, Thursday. Haven't made any posts since then. A bunch of us from class, we all went out to eat at Colton's Steakhouse. And of course I've still got a final for a literature class I got to do. Write a paper, that's not really any big deal. Yeah, one thing you might want to do, that you might want to do, well, I've done it. Before you start doing this, disconnect the negative battery cable. And that's a very important step. Especially when you go to cutting these wires, you'll cut a hot and a ground at the same time. When you do, you've got fireworks and fire. Maybe some severe meltage. course, I'm going to have a harness that's a little bit longer than the original one to deal with, but that's okay. I can deal with that. This red one here is the one that got hot. It's even discolored a little bit, so it's been rather toasty. Can't expect that anyway. Well, it's going to be kind of hard to get to. Well, I can get to it. Oh yeah, this is like a 50-watt soldering iron. I've soldered 10-gauge wire with it before. Oh yeah. All the heat shrink down to the last piece. They make heat guns and all kinds of tools to do this with. I use a Bic lighter. Wind's kind of got up here a little bit. There we go. And that is the best way to fix these anyway, is to solder them and heat shrink them up. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tape on it, and it'll look like new again. I was actually able for once to keep up with a roll of tape. How about that? I buy it by the sleeve because I just can't keep up with it. I've got another headlight switch. I think it's good. I would rather use that one because that is a genuine Ford switch and it's a lot better than the aftermarket that I've got. But it does work. And just cut it. Don't rip it because it has memory and it'll stretch. When it does that, it'll just unravel itself. There's our new headlight connector. Now I get to put the whole mess back together. Alright, I've got a newer, or maybe not new. It's 7 or 8 years old, but I don't think it's ever been installed. Headlight switch. It's probably tight enough. This was a genuine Ford. I forgot when it was I replaced that. Now, I'll just snap the connector back on. There we go. Wow, that was a toughie. And all of this curls back in somehow. There we go. I knew it would go. Well, that was the hard part, getting all these screws back in. Yeah, because the instrument panel's all cracked and everything, I had to add the U-clips to the back of it to make the bracket hold. I'd done that several years ago and I'd forgot about it until now. Okay, so now let's go and hook the battery back up and see what happens. Oh yeah, water's beating up from the wax. Still clean. Yeah. I thought that the camera was going to sit there, but evidently it's not. Okay, well, just kind of bear with me for a moment. It should hold it. Yeah. Okay, let's see if the lights work now. Oh, yeah, let me use the knob. Yeah, you see the rheostat working. Let's check the parking lights. Yeah, all the parking lights work. Now, let's check the headlights. And I've got headlights. Hopefully, this fixes my problem. The other night that I was coming home, and the headlights just went out. They come back on, but they went out for a few minutes, and that's not good. All back together now. And yep, okay. Not quite an easy job. Well, it's not too hard, but you've got a lot of wires you gotta tie together. And here's our old switch. Yeah, you can see it's got some bad terminals on it. The B2 and H are the one that gets the worst of it. Okay. Thanks for watching.